Shalom Aleichem, sweetest friends. This year should be a special schos for David Mordechai Henech. David Henech Mordechai ben Friedrich Simcha. Chaim David Mitzvah for Shlema. Sarch Shal Cholei Yisrael. We're going to be learning about the union of Moshe Rabbeinu being in the having the status of 71 Zikanim. The Gemara in Masechet Sanhedrin in Gimel and Beis talks about the Mishnah that says that Smichas Zikanim is Bishlosha. And the Gemara says that Smichas Zikanim is somebody who is called Mismach Savi, that they should be called Rebbe, and they should be Dayanim Mumchin. That's what it means, Smichas Zikanim. So the Gemara says, how do we know that Smichas Zikanim requires three? Requires three people to give this person smicha. If you're going to say, from what it says by Moshe Rabbeinu, that he was Samech on Yehoshua, he gave him smicha, then one should be enough. And if you're going to say that Moshe was instead of 71, then you need 71. Where do you get three from? That's the Gemara's kasha. Rashi says, Fisha Moshe, why was Moshe instead of 71? Fisha Moshe Rosh Lahem B'Shakol Kakulam. Moshe was their head, and he was equal to all of them. Therefore, he was equal to 71. So we have to understand, why is he considered like 71? Because he was Rosh Lahem. Shakol Kakulam, I get. Why is he considered like 71? Because he's Rosh Lahem. Is every Rosh Sanhedrin considered like 71? Definitely not. Later on in the Zayin Amud Aleph, the Gabe Asiyah Sanhedros, it says that we require 71 to make the Sanhedrin for the Shvatim. It says, how do you know this? Because we find by Moshe, he established Sanhedrins, and Moshe was instead of 71. Rashi says there that he established Sanhedrins, Ba'atzis Yisrael, Moshe Yadayin, V'shofet Yadayin, Al-Pi Adibur, V'shakol K'Sanhedrin Gedol Shebi Yerushalayim. Moshe Rabbeinu was a Shofet and Yadayin, Al-Pi Adibur, and he was equal to the Sanhedrin Gedol, and therefore he was just like Moshe Rabbeinu established Sanhedros. He's equal to 71, so too, whenever you want to make a Sanhedrin for a Shevet, you need 71. Here Rashi changed from what he said in Daf Yud Gimel. In Daf Tes Zayin Amud Beis, Rashi says, you know why Moshe was equal to 71? Because he was Shofet V'dayin al Pi Adibur. And he was equal to the Sanhedrin Gedol in Yerushalayim. But Rashi on Daf Yud Gimel Amud Beis, he says, you know why he was like 71? Because he was Rosh Lahem V'shakol Kakulam. So is it because he's Rosh Lahem? Or is it because he's Shofet V'dayin al Pi Adibur? So this is discussed in a lot of Svarim. Elchonon Shmuel Rizovsky Zitzal answers based on the Griz. The Griz says in his Ksavim Al Torah and Parshas Ba'aloscha that Moshe was Bimkom Shevim V'Echad was only before the parsha of Asfali Shivim Ish in Ziknei Yisrael and Parshas Ba'aloscha where he's told to gather Sanhedrin. Then there was not yet a Beis Din of 71, but after the parsha was said to Moshe of Asfali Shivim Ish in Ziknei Yisrael was Mischadesh a din of Sanhedrin 71, and then it was Misbatel that Moshe was Bimkom 71, so this was only a temporary status of Moshe, that he equaled 71 people, but after the establishment of the proper Sanhedrin, Moshe Rabbeinu no longer had the status of 71. So according to this, we can understand, according to this Bris Gura, that in Daf Tes Zayin that we're talking about making Sanhedrins, Rashi said that Moshe was instead of 71 in place of 71, because he was Shofet V'dayin al Pi Adibur. Because it's talking here about when Moshe appointed Sanhedros, and this is before the Sanhedrin of 71. And at that time, Moshe Rabbeinu had a koach of Beis Din of 71 for everything, since he was Shofet V'dayin al Pi Adibur. He was judging based on the word of God. And therefore we learn from this that to make a Sanhedrin you require a Beis Din of 71. But on Daf Yud Gimel Amud Beis, that it's talking about Smichas Zikanim, and we learn from the fact that Moshe Rabbeinu was Samech Yehoshua, which was after the parsha of Asfali Shivim Ish. After there was a Chiddush of the Sanhedrin of Ayin Aleph, then Moshe Rabbeinu no longer had a din of 71. Then Moshe Rabbeinu no longer had a din of 71. So Rashi was bothered Why do we say Moshe instead of 71? And so Rashi says something else. Moshe Rosh Lahem. He was their head. And this svar of being their head only works like Gabi Smicha. The Rosh Bezin has the Koach Lisno since he's Rosh Lahem B'Shakol Kulam. And therefore he comes Mikoach Kulam, and it's like they're all being Samech. And that's the Habamin of the Gemara. And there's nothing to do with what we talk about in Tav Tezayin. Tav Tezayin, and you need a Koach of Beis Din. So that's when Moshe Rabbeinu made the Sanhedros. He had the Koach of Beis Din. That's before the Parashat Vasfili. After the Parashat Vasfili, Moshe Rabbeinu no longer had the power of 71, but upon him he was Rosh Lahem. So it's like he's representing everybody when he's Masmach B'Zikanim. Even though he didn't have a proper Torah's Beis Din. So there are those who ask, in Kiddush HaChodesh, it says in Rosh Hashanah, Daf Chav Hey, on the Beis, Kiddush HaChodesh can't be done with a Yochid Mumcha. It says the Chodesh is Alachem. And it's got to be a Beis Din of 3. There's no Mumcha l'Rabbim more than Moshe Rabbeinu. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu says to him, no, can't do it alone. Aaron has to be with you. So, even though Moshe Rabbeinu was a great Mumcha, he wasn't allowed to do Kiddush HaKodesh alone. The Kash is, why wasn't it enough Moshe alone to do it? He was in Mkom Shivim De'echad. He was in Mkom Shivim De'echad, so what's the problem? So before we can answer that what it means when it says Moshe Rabbeinu is in the place of 71 is when you need the 71, in other words, you need a Beis Din Haggadol, because they're the Bailam and they have Rishus. And in Zem, Moshe Rabbeinu is considered like 71. He's also the Bailam al Yisrael. He's like a Beis Din of 71. So, when it says Moshe Rabbeinu is like 71, it means that he has the power of 71, because he has the power of Bailus. But Moshe Rabbeinu isn't considered a proper Beis Din. And it's enough for the Beis Din of 3 in order that it should have a Torah's Beis Din. Since it has a Torah's Beis Din, that's good enough. So by Kiddush HaChodesh you need 3 in order you should have a Torah's Beis Din. Moshe Rabbeinu might have had the power of 71, but he didn't have a Torah's Beis Din. This is shver, because it says in Tezayin Amud Aleph that you're only judging a Kohen Gadol with a Beis Din of 71, as it says, Kol Davar Gadol Yaviru Elecha Dvarav Shel Gadol. And Rashi says, Moshe B'mkom Ayin Aleph Kai. So here it's talking about you have to have a proper Torah's Beis Din. And it says that Moshe Rabbeinu did. It says everything big would come to Moshe. Dvarav Shel Gadol of the Kohen Gadol. Moshe Rabbeinu would judge. So here we're talking about having a Torah's Beis Din. And we see Moshe Rabbeinu had a Torah's Beis Din. If Moshe Rabbeinu had a Torah's Beis Din, and Moshe Rabbeinu was equal to 71, so why couldn't he judge Kiddush HaChodesh? That's all from the Shver. The Rambam, Perek Daled, Milchus Sanhedrin, Halacha Gimel, writes that Ein Smocha Somchon Smicha Zushi Mani Midas Kenim, the Dayanas Ela B'Shlosha, Ushecha Mem Samachon Tiacherim Moshe B'Yayim. You need 3, the Rambam says, and one of them has to be a Samach. One of them himself has to have Smicha. Because if Mishnah asked in the Rambam, how does he know that if one is a Samach is enough? Normally you need 3 Mumchim. Why is this different than other dinim? So in the Chedushim of the Brisker Rav, he explains that Smicha has 2 aspects. One is that it should be a Beis Din. There it's enough to have 3 Hagiotos. And also you have to have Samach B'Pi Samach Ad Moshe Rabbeinu. Also have to have proper Smicha. So Moshe Rabbeinu to have been bestowed with rabbinical authority. So for that, it's enough to have 1. Yeah, you win on both ends. Win-win. A, you have Beis Din because it's 3. And B, you have a Mumche, because you also need a Mumche and a Beis Din. So it works for both aspects of Smicha. But you should have a Samach involved, and it should be a proper Beis Din. And the Sefer HaYakar, Igros, Mara and Bala Pachad Yitzchak. There's a letter here from the year 1954, Erev Shavuos. He says that I got your letter of Erev Pesach, and I wasn't able to answer you before the Chag. And since from your letter you could smell the Kedushas Chag, it wouldn't have been proper to answer with a choldik answer, and choldik time. So therefore now Shavuos is around the corner. This is the good time to answer. Yeshiva Zatzal Rafutna was very connected to his yontifs. And he says, V'afa pishein raya l'davar is zecha l'davar. Your letter spoke about Kabbalah Satorah, de Nasa v'nishma. And what you said was, that the Medrash says, that being Kofa Leim Harkikik is hanging the mountain over them like a barrel. And threatening them after the Mekayim Torah, they can Kabbalah Torah, that's talking about Torah Sheba'al Peh. And then this person, the Rosh Yeshiva's Talmud asked, can you be mechalik between Torah Sheba'al and Torah Sheba'al Peh? One eats kfi and one doesn't. How can you be mechalik between the two? The shad is that Kabbalah Satorah required that all the neshamas of all the doros, or Mammon Har Sinai, should be makabel al Torah, everyone for his friend and for himself. And without this, it would be impossible for there to be a tzuras Torah Sheba'al Peh. The Torah Sheba'al Peh is to be Misorah. For Misorah, everybody needs to be involved. Everybody has to be makabel upon himself, not only for himself, but for a friend as well. So you're right, all of the Shishim Ribo earned their katarim, earned their crowns. And they said Nasa v'nishma. But they were lacking that crown of Kol Yisrael Shel Knesset Yisrael, of connecting everybody together. And this kesher is connected, this keser is connected, keser, zek kashur, this keser is connected to the tzuras Torah Sheba'al Peh, because the tzuras, the form of Torah Sheba'al Peh, is that everybody is together, we're all one. We're all responsible for each other, therefore there has to be a Masarah, has to be passed down. And therefore they needed a special kfiyah for Kabbalah's Torah B'tzura Shel Kol Yisrael Re'im Zelazeh. That's why we're machalik between Torah Sheba'al and Torah Sheba'al Peh, because Torah Sheba'al is not totally the Masarah. It's there no matter what, even if it's not passed down, but it's still there. Torah Sheba'al Peh has to be passed down, and that connects to Kol Yisrael Re'im Zelazeh, and that connects to all the Jews being unified. Therefore, for that special Kabbalah they need, for that special Torah Sheba'al Peh, that aspect of Torah Sheba'al Peh, that it's totally the Masorah, and Arvus, for that they need a special Kabbalah. So, the Kesher L'Dvrim Eilu, Yesh L'Hayr, says the Rosh Yeshiva, from what it says in Sanhedrin, they only became Arevim when they went past, after they passed the Yarden. In Rashi, Dvarim, Chav Ches, Chav Ches, according to what we said, the union is that Klolius HaNagi Shel Knesset Yisrael, in the Tkuf of the Dor Midbar, jived, squared, fit with the Mahalach Torah Sheba'al. Because the teachings of Moshe for Halacha and Maisa are all written in Torah Sheba'al. So the Mahalach of the Midbar is Torah Sheba'al. And even when Moshe Paskin, the Torah's Muflash of the Sanhedrin, even then his Koach Hora is Mishtan to Torah Sheba'al. Like it says in Sanhedrin that we learned this Gemara that we've been talking about. Moshe b'mokum shivim ve'echad kai. Moshe Rabbeinu was instead was equal to 71. This idea is fleshed out more in the Haggadah Yitzchak on Pesach and Maimer Lamed Vav. The Kol Chora of Moshe Rabbeinu was mishtayich the Torah Shebechsav, which, as he explains there in the Maimer, always precedes Torah Sheba'al Peh. And the Klolius Hanagas Knesset Yisrael Pi Mahalach Kodesh Torah Sheba'al Peh started when? It started with Yehoshua. Torah Sheba'al Peh, the Tkuf of Torah Sheba'al Peh started with Yehoshua. By him it says, Pnei Moshe Pnei Chama, Pnei Yehoshua Pnei Levana. That's the achas between Torah Shebechsav and Torah Sheba'al Peh. That's Torah Sheba'al Peh receives from Torah Shebechsav. The reflects back its light in a different way. Since the Ikar Tkufas Shiltana, the rule of Yoshua, starts b'shas havaras hayarden, therefore the Jewish people didn't have arvus until shal havaras hayarden. Maharal says famously that Eretz Yisrael is ached all the Jewish people into one unit. And that's why then you have Kol Yisrael Areidim Zel Hazeh. That's not a steer to what we're saying. It fits in very well to everything we're saying. Because the Koach HaMa'ached of Eretz Yisrael and the Arvus of Eretz Yisrael Zel Hazeh, of Am Yisrael Zel Hazeh, and the Anhaga of Koach Torah Sheba'al Peh, that all is one unit. They're all interconnected. Eretz Yisrael unites them. So when they come into Eretz Yisrael, they also have Arvus, which unites them. And Torah Sheba'al Peh, which is the Masorah, which is passing on, which also unites them. And now we can understand why in Kabbalah, Solomach Shemaim of Kriya Shema, we don't mention the prat of Kabbalah Doros Habayim. Just in Birchas Kriya Shema. Aleinu v'avaneinu v'adarseinu v'alakol darasei Yisrael v'decha. We talk about the Kabbalah only in the bracha, not in the actual Kriya Shema. The answer is because the brachas of Kriya Shema are the Kriya Shema shel Torah Sheba'al Peh. That's us. It's our Kabbalah. That's our inputs. Brachas, the Rabbanan. Kriya Shema and Torah Sheba'al, and Kriya Shema itself is the Oraisa, is Torah Sheba'al Ksav. So the Mela, since the brachas are Bechinas Torah Sheba'al Peh, talks about Kabbalah L'Daros, whereas in Torah Sheba'al Ksav, it doesn't have to be Nimsa, there's no din of being Moser, it's already there. Midor L'Dor. Doesn't mention L'Daros. So there's a lot more to say on this Indian of Moshe Rabbeinu being instead of 71. Chalal and Arvus, and we will conclude here. We give ourselves a bracha, we should be zoche. Lilmod L'Lamed, Lishmor V'Lasa, L'Kaimus Kol Divrei Sam Torah Hava. Amen. Shalom, shalom,